Of the conclusion of Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita introduces us to the perfection of life. Hare Krishna. I should be doing that to you.
Oh, Maharaj, don't embarrass me.
That's my business, is to embarrass people. Bhagavad Gita conclusion. What's the conclusion? Bhagavad Gita?
Surrender unto me.
Surrender, huh? Surrender to Krishna. Well, what does that in terms of the Gita, where does it leave us? Surrender to Krishna. What does Krishna say? Paribhashya Sutra of Bhagavad Gita, what is it? Mammana bhavamad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. What is that?
Always think of me.
Always think of Krishna. Now, thinking of Krishna is not some inactive armchair behavior. It means to see that everything, absolutely everything that exists has its origin in Krishna. He is the owner of everywhere we look. We see walls, we see floors, we see bodies, we see cars, we see skies, we see planets, we see many things. They are nothing but Krishna's energies. This is thinking of Krishna. And also understanding what our relationship is with Krishna. Now, the essence of that, thinking of Krishna, how to live our lives thinking of Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam is directed entirely. Most of the Vedas, Puranas, Vedas, Itihasas, and all scriptures are indicating that, but they're not emphasizing it. There's mostly emphasis on worship of Krishna's parts and parcels in the form of various agents, known in our daily lives as devas, who manage on behalf of Krishna the various departments of his creation. But because we don't see beyond the creation, we tend to think that those agents are the supreme, and they are supply agents on behalf of Krishna. So we like to approach people who will give us our material desires, who will try to fulfill those desires. But that's not the objective of the soul. That may be a karmic, you could say, event, a karmic endeavor, but it's not, it doesn't release us from ignorance. It doesn't release us from birth and death, the samsara cycle. So Srimad Bhagavatam does not focus on that type of goal. It focuses wholly and solely upon the ultimate goal of life, which is pure, unalloyed, pure love for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Godhead is only one. Everything else expands from him. So it's quantitatively different, but qualitatively of the same, you could say, energy speaking. It is all an expansion of God. So to see everything as Krishna's expansion is the right perception. So Bhagavatam is literally seeing that everything is focused ultimately on understanding Krishna, our relationship with Krishna. And the Chaitanya Charitamrita, which we're going to hopefully read this morning, is living. It literally means the living force, the absolute truth in living that force, personified in the form of Krishna known as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It's the Adi Leela, part chapter 13, and today, if we carry on, yesterday we finished on 39, today we'll be on text 40, chapter 13, I believe.
Yes.
That's not 40. We were using a different book, I believe, yesterday.
This one.
It doesn't make any difference. That one's easier to read because it's bigger writing.
Okay.
Text number 40, is that correct?
This one, 40 right,
We'd like to welcome our guests as well as our, local guests, and well, not really a guest. Every temple of ISKCON, it's amazing, isn't it? Devotees, those who are, you also actually, every one of us. You have a home all over. Not just philosophically everywhere's Krishna's energy, so in one sense we're in our Krishna's home, but literally, everywhere you go, Mauritius. Advaita Krishna, you're from Mauritius, right?
Yes, Maharaj.
India, Deva Dharma. Deva Dharma is one famous kirtan leader.
Hari Hari.
Haribol.
Famous, infamous. At least in this world. You know, we don't know. In the next world. And Advaita Krishna Prabhu is a Shastric teacher and practitioner of the Shastra, teaching people how to enter and apply the teachings of the Lord in our lives. Knowledge, what is the use of knowledge if you don't know how to use it? Is it much good? You might be able to get a little name and fame, show yourself off, isn't it? I know so many things, but we don't apply anything, or we misapply it. Very common feature is to have knowledge, but to use it for the wrong purpose. Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita in the 4th chapter describes that one who applies himself to this knowledge in the right way, apply, not just theoretically, but apply, will realize this knowledge in due course of time. You have to know how to apply this knowledge. And Chaitanya Charitamrita is a living example of how to apply this knowledge. This knowledge, not just thinking of Krishna, not just understanding everything is related to Krishna and seeing everything like that, but to how to apply the knowledge in every aspect of our lives. In our work, in our families, not just our perception, but everything in our lives in relationship with Krishna. We, when we say we can also say the physical we, the physical body, the mental body, subtle. But the soul, now there's not, other than some sentiment, practically no one has any idea what that is. Is it?
Mm.
Yes, I have a soul. That's about as far as you get normally. I have a soul. That's a funny statement, isn't it? It's like, I have a car, and I also have a soul. I have a dog also, by the way. It separates you from who you are. It's a misconception. There's some sentiment which is at least a little bit kind of connected, but it's not the real understanding. To realize who we actually are. Almost without exception, even amongst practitioners of Krishna consciousness, let's say we're not this body, but almost everybody acts on the mental and bodily platform, don't they? Isn't it?
Yeah.
Practically speaking. It's a transformation, but it takes a while through various practices. Association is the key. Association with realized souls or their instructions can slowly transform our perception or our understanding and ultimately our concepts of our very existence of who we are and why we exist. Now, most people exist, mentally speaking, they think they exist. What for? They want to be happy, they want to enjoy, isn't it? You know, everything. I don't like Krishna consciousness because I don't feel good. I'm not getting what I want. Sometimes we hear this. ISKCON. You know what ISKCON is? It's a con. No, ISKCON. You've heard of ISKCON?
It's
You've heard of it?
little
Brian
bit.
is translating maybe in the other room. I don't know whether every one of you has heard or know what is ISKCON. You know what ISKCON is? What is it?
International Society for Krishna Consciousness.
Very good. International Society for Krishna
Krishna
Consciousness. Not me consciousness. It's not a place where I satisfy my illusory desires based on my mind, body, family, society, and so on. But many times we have that in our decisions, in our relationships, in our thoughts, even in our, conclusions. That Krishna should be providing what I want, isn't it? In religion is basically focused around that to a large extent. Give me this, give me that. And if you're a pious Hindu, you may worship, Lord Ganesh, right? Or somebody, Amma, somebody or another. Give me, I want, and thank you for giving it me. But that's not the real nature of the soul. That's the nature of the soul, a little pious, but conditioned to this material concept of I am this body, and I want a better body in this world. I want to enjoy this body nicely, and when the next life, if I can, a better one to enjoy even. That's mostly around that type of concept. But that's not what we are. That's not the nature of the soul. The soul will never be satisfied by such endeavors. You'll go on forever like that, trying to satisfy the unending desires, isn't it? Never ends. You go to heaven, you're still not satisfied. Still not satisfied. We have to find out our real constitution. Dharma, the word dharma, in English, you know what it means? If different people have different interpretations, but at its essence, at its root, what does it mean?
Nature.
Pardon? You could say nature, yes. Real nature. You could say material nature also, but constitutional. Constitutional means original, the actual root. The root of our nature, our real nature, not just the reflective nature in this world, the temporary nature, but the real one, the root. That which can never be taken away is another practical understanding of how we can understand Dharma. It can never be taken away. Now, it can be perverted, misconstrued, but it's still there. There's one thing that the living entity has everywhere, wherever you are, there's one particular aspect of every single conscious entity. It may be very, very minor and almost unconscious of its existence, but it's there. One aspect of every living being. Just like Mataji in the back, is that your baby? Your baby? Your baby? No, you're fine. I'm not saying, I'm just... Maybe you don't speak English, I don't know. There's a Hindi class in there. Is that a Hindi translation in that room there?
आपका बेबी है यो
Bengali.
আপনার ওটা কি
Bengali.
ছেলে ওটা আপনার ছেলে মেয়ে ওটা this is daughter
Your mother's daughter.
Yes.
Okay. Now, mothers, generally speaking, the daughter doesn't serve the mother exactly. Right? You don't ask your little baby daughter, can you cook my lunch today? The mother is moved towards the daughter or the son, or the husband, if you're, especially Bengali mothers, is to what? What do they do? It goes deeper. The service is a very deep subject. But the basis, the foundation is service. That is the constitutional nature of every living being. service. Who we serve, where we serve, these may be different. In this world we're serving basically our karmic conditioning. We're friends, family members, children, relationships of various kinds due to karma. They're not based exactly on a real spiritual concept. It's based upon a karmic coming together. I know it sounds a bit rough, but they're not really our children in one sense, or our mothers. We act like that, and we should act like that, because that's human culture. And it should be gradually spiritualized. But in reality, we're not the mother and father of any other living entity. We're the servant. We're the servant ultimately, and not independently either. We're the servant of the Supreme Lord. Jive Svarut Hai Nichara Krishna Das. We're the eternal servants of Krishna. That's why we exist. We don't exist to try to live independently as we do now. We all see ourselves independently and measuring each other's qualities, which are not our qualities anyway. They're just some material qualities, karmic qualities. The nature of this world, everything is relative. But we don't see it. So the transformation is to see everything is related to Krishna. That's the practical transformation. And ultimately to see how everything is nothing but an expansion of Krishna. And understanding my part is my part. Some of you may have been in a philharmonic, I doubt it, but maybe somebody. You were in a philharmonic orchestra, weren't you? No? Anybody? You may not know what that is. Yeah, I don't think it's very common in India. But in the Western world, philharmonic orchestras used to be very popular. They're still around. One of our devotees is in Portugal, Nitai Sharan. He was in a philharmonic orchestra, a big one. Volkswagen. You've heard of the car, Volkswagen. He was a double bass, wasn't it? Double bass player in the philharmonic orchestra. A Volkswagen. That's like one of the top philharmonic orchestra in Germany. Everyone plays their part, right? You get the idea. You may be a violinist or pianist or saxophone, whatever they do. Whatever, you play your part. Everyone has a different part. Conductor. Orchestrate everything. And when everyone plays their part, what do you get?
Nice.
Harmony. Harmonious. It's very, very, it's complete. Completely satisfying. So we're not playing our part rightly in this world. We're all playing the wrong part. That's why there is clashing, anger, envy, lust, greed, wars, suffering. Because we're not playing our part. Simple as that. Our part is not Ishvara. We're a tiny bit of Ishvara, but that's meant to be used in relationship to the Supreme Ishvara. But we're trying to, we see ourselves in the center. Now, if you're in an orchestra and you think you're the one, listen to me. You're playing, the recorder. Drown him out, You get that all the time in Kirtan. It drives me nuts. You got these devotees on the jumbays, and they think, they're God on earth or something. They're blasting away. You can't hear a damn thing except for their jumbay. It drives you nuts. Absolute nuts. And you go 50 meters, all you can hear is boom, 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 boom. Like this, That's not the Sankirtan movement. Huh?
They should be banned.
Well, they're officially not supposed to be played unless they're controlled, but nobody listens.
It covers everything.
Nobody listens. They were just sure. And if you ask them to stop, they would go away. They're out of there. They don't chant. They don't chant. You often get these the ladies, they're also going boo, 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 like this, you know, with all the hands and stuff. It's okay if they're chanting with all their hearts, but most of the time they're not even chanting. It's not the Sankirtan movement. You know, playing saxophone all the time. You can use it in public ways, but that's not the essence. We're supposed to, what is the essence? What is the transformation? Is it playing saxophone? What is the process of transforming our consciousness? Chanting. Chanting and hearing. It's the hearing which is really major. You know, we all say, chant and be happy. That's nice. That's good. You've got to start somewhere. Hear someone chant. But then there has to be someone chanting in order to hear. If there's no chanting, there's no hearing. What are you going to hear if no one chants? So chanting has to come first, right? Well, there's nothing to hear, except your mind. So chanting, and the more we hear, because why? What's special about that? What's special about that? I chant. When I first started chanting, one of my friends said, "Yeah, chant fish and chips. Fish and chips. It's all the same. Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola. It's the same." I don't know. If you try if you want. A new mantra, Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola, Cola-Cola, Coca-Cola, Pepsi-Cola, Pepsi-Cola, Pepsi, Pepsi-Cola. Try it. See how you feel. Well, you don't have to. If you want to experiment, give it a go. See how you feel. Probably not the same. This is the most powerful mantra. Mantra is that which transforms our concept, our perception. The mind through which we judge everything in one sense. Intellect working on the mind. But we see it all in the mind and trying to make this nice painting in our minds. But it's a mess. So that when the sound vibration of the holy name starts to act on our heart, mind, heart, then the purification. Right now it's like, we're looking through impurities. Impurities. You take this water, you can't see it, it's a steel cup. Sometimes people say a glass. But a glass is a glass. It's not made of steel, it's made of glass. So if that was made of glass, you could probably see it, the water. But if the water is, well, let's say dirty, not say like grape juice or something, but dirty water, you can't see through it, can you? It's murky. You may get a little bit of an idea, but not much. It's murky. So you clean the water, you can see straight through and see what actually is there. So it's like that, our mind, consciousness on the mind, is murky. It's cloudy. When the clouds are covering us, you can't see the sky. So we can't see the sky, what to speak of the sun. We can't see the reality of life. Because our consciousness is cloudy. Krishna consciousness means, in our consciousness, we're inviting Krishna, Radha, London, Paris, Ishwar, Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra, Nittai, Sachi, Sutta, the holy name. We're trying to associate, and by association you become contaminated or cloudy. Association is the secret. And by associating with Krishna in his many forms, our consciousness can become purified. We can start seeing things naturally. It's patyakshavagaman dharmam. It's automatic, it's realized through purified consciousness or senses. It's not something which is like manufactured, discovered. It's already there. We just can't see. Everything is here. Krishna is here. Everything is here. The spiritual sky is here. We just can't see it. because we're covered. So the process is to remove the coverings from our consciousness. And the primary way, particularly in this day and age, and we all only know what we know about our present experience, but from other sources, and even in our lives, some of us have experienced many changes in the last 70 years. Many changes. I mean, not even in people's paradigm of what's important has changed. Accepting certain things was perfectly okay. 50 years ago, when I was a child, to be divorced in England was almost a crime. Almost a crime. It was like you were so embarrassed if you said you were divorced. You were looked down upon. Nobody would want to marry somebody who was divorced. Now it's completely different, isn't it? You're encouraged almost. You're almost encouraged to do it. We're living in a different dynamic. Various sexual relationships, many things have changed. Religion is becoming more and more watered down to satisfy our selfish perceptions. Such a difficult age that we live in. And people's lives, they don't live, I think this is another illusion. We keep getting told we live longer. You see anyone living longer? Anything more than before? No. Don't see it. See kids having, strokes at 20 years old, and heart attacks and this and that. Never heard of that. So many things I never heard of when I was a kid. Got all these allergies I've never heard in my life until about 10 years ago. A nut allergy. People are going nuts. Where's it coming from? I don't know. Gluten problems, nut problems, this or sugar problems, numerous problems. No end to it all. What's the use of living 100 life with, even if you do live 100 years, which is rare, what's the use of it anyway? You got this thing, that thing, this thing, oh my God. Where's the actual health in life? Mental stability. You get a few people with good karma, but not many. And what to speak, did you know that about 1/3 of conceptions end in abortion? Take that into account, that brings the lifespan down a little bit, doesn't it? They don't even reach one. They don't even get out of the womb alive. That cuts it down like 40%. I'm going to take that into account. And everything else. Anyway, it's a difficult age all around where people are being miseducated, misdirected by all the propaganda. Now you've got wonderful, wonderful expansion of this through the means of social media. Some of you may have heard of it, I don't know. There's a new methodology of communication. Is it called, is that the right term, social media? I've heard of something like social media. And you just get bogged and clouded with all these things, completely depressed, elated. Oh my goodness. Oh, what was Lochan? One of my disciples deals with, different things, but especially he deals with youth, teenagers who've got traumas, And the biggest thing, the traumas of teenagers has gone up 10 times since you put this, what is it, tick or something on there. It's actually changed the whole psychology of people's relationship with what they're looking at. Oh, I didn't get any ticks. Oh, I got so many ticks. Oh, or whatever, Their whole psychology is based on this crazy idea. It's just manipulating people's mindset. What to do? That's the age where. Therefore, in this age of Kali, you all know the term Kali. Not Kali. Kali is
Kali, cannot.
another one.
Kali.
Not Kali, Kali.
Kali.
Kali, Kali.
Kali.
Kali. Kali has his role. What is the role of Kali? Kali. Kali is the goddess. Durga Devi. No, not Durga Devi. Kali. What is Kali? What's his role? He has a role to play. You know what his role is?
Corrupt.
Yes. You could say
Degrade.
I mean, he's not corrupt. He's doing his part. He's playing his part. That's his part. You know, if you've read the Srimad Krishna, how many of you have read this book we have called Krishna book? We have it in all languages. Hindi, Bengali, Gujarati, Telugu, you name it, practically every language that possible, French, English, the book is available. Krishna book is that summary of Krishna's pastimes. In there's one pastime, I think next August, beginning of August, there's a solar eclipse, is that right? A major, I heard it's the biggest solar eclipse in a century or something, in the beginning of August. Massive. I mean, it lasts a long time. It's not just a flick. I don't know if it's seen in France, but it's a big one. Solar eclipse. Have you ever been? I've been in a solar eclipse, 99% solar eclipse. Oh my God, I'll never forget it. I was living in Africa at the time. Amazing. Anyway, it's another world. Anyway, it was a solar eclipse, and they can be also very auspicious. The devotees all went to Kurukshetra, the holy place. This is before the battle. Before the battle. They went to Kurukshetra, the Yadavas, Kauravas, the residents of Brajdan, they all went to, and many others, to Kurukshetra to perform, auspicious place to during this solar eclipse. They're meant to do auspicious things then to counteract the inauspicious. It could be auspicious for a devotee, but inauspicious in general. So they're all meeting there together. And there, in Kurukshetra, one unseen to everyone except Krishna, an unusual person appeared. His name was Kali. He was there, right in Kurukshetra, unseen by everyone else. And he approached Krishna and said, "My dear Lord, what am I going to do? I have my duty on your behalf to influence everyone in this age. But as long as you're present, I can't do anything. And as long as your dynasty is present, I can't do anything. And as long as people respect you and respect your dynasty, I can't do anything. Or your pure devotees, I can't do anything. Please, what am I to do?" So Krishna thought, right, you're right. You have to do your duty. And right there you can read it. I think Vishwanath Chakravarti, one of the commentators, describes this. That Krishna started thinking, I've got to do something to create a dharma, a religion. A religion. Now we also hear yada yada dharmasya. Every Hindu, if they know no other verse, they know this verse. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati. Any Hindus here? Any Hindus? No Hindus. Oh, there's two. You must know this verse. Repeat. Oh! Perfect. Yes. But what is this? Krishna says, whenever there's irreligion, I appear. So, irreligion's there. So Kali is also an instrument of Krishna to create irreligion in this age, where people completely forget their relationship with Krishna, or there's some perverted understanding of it. Kali's business, amongst many other things. And one of the practical effects that we just mentioned, Manda Samanda Matayo, in this age of Kali, people are what? What are they?
Ignorant.
Lazy.
Lazy, oh my goodness.
Small.
Lazy. Lazy materially, so maybe you see, no, not so. But very lazy spiritually, that's for sure. And in one sense, lazy materially, many people. What else?
Ignorant.
Pardon?
Ignorant.
Ignorant, of course, is there always in the material world. Everywhere in the material world, there's an element of ignorance. It's more accentuated in Kali Yuga.
Quarrelsome.
Huh?
Quarrelsome.
Quarrelsome. And literally the word Kali can mean quarrelsome, huh? Quarrelsome. Oh, I never quarrel with anyone. You don't? No, I don't think you're telling the truth there. Yes, I am. Who are you to tell me I'm not quarrelsome? I never quarrel with anyone. Because I've seen you quarrel. No, I don't. Everyone's quarrelsome. Doesn't take much, you know. Over tiny little things, you know. Is the chocolate got red paper or blue paper? It's red. No, it's not. It's blue. I know it's red. People will fight over any damn thing. Not to speak of big things. Therefore you see wars. Therefore you see fighting between religions. Therefore you see quarrels in families. Isn't it? Some of you are married. I'm not going to embarrass you individually, but I've heard that sometimes husband and wife quarrel with each other. I've heard. You heard about that? I've heard that. Maybe once in a blue moon, I say. Maybe once in a lifetime. Even Krishna quarreled with Rukmini once and twice here and there. Radha and Krishna, they're always quarreling, but that's on another level. Even though Shiva and Parvati are not quite 100% there once in a blue moon, that means very rarely. They have a misunderstanding, and you can think of a few of those. It's never inevitable. There's nothing wrong with quarrel necessarily if it's in the right spirit. Oftentimes it's not. And the world is plagued with quarrels which result in destruction, devastation. Doesn't it? History. What other characteristics do we have? Beautiful characteristics. So we have quarrel, what was it? Lazy. Huh?
Short lives.
Short life. Now we just briefed on that just now. Whether we think we live for 10 years, 20 years, 100 years or no years, is still very short. Kali Yuga, 100 years. We think that's a long, and it describes in the Bhagavatam, as Kali Yuga progresses, if you're 30 years old, you're considered a grand old man or woman. So many, how old are you now?
27.
27. 3 years' time, you'll be a grand old man. Passed it off. Forget all this business of married. You'll be too old for it all in 3 years' time. We don't think like that now. Although I see, honestly speaking, I see the young people today, they have very little stamina.
That's good.
They're wiped out at 30 years, many of them. They can't even dance non-stop for 8 hours anymore. I can't believe it. I mean, if you couldn't dance for 8 hours when I was a new devotee, there was something wrong with you. What's wrong? You got sick or what? There's no question, I don't eat this. Just eat as much as you can. That was the only rule of the day, practically, when it came to the shop. It was eat enormous quantity. But then they would dance for 8 hours non-stop. Get back to work. When my father got back to work, he immediately started working again at home. Immediately. It wasn't like, wife come back, cook your own dinner. I've been working all day as well, I'm fried. The children come up, Mommy, quiet, I'm exhausted, give me a break. The whole world has gone crazy. Women never worked in England. When I was a kid, very few ladies were working. Everything was father was just getting a little bit of money. Everything we needed was work. Now they both work and they can't even afford a kid. Can't even afford to have a child. They can't even afford a tiny little box apartment in Paris. They can't afford it. They've got to work their whole life to pay it off. Isn't it, Rohini? He's upgraded a little bit. Living in little boxes now. No air. Can you bring some air from the country? You've got to import it or something. Water. You've got to buy your water now. All the food. You've got to read everything on the packet from top to bottom. What is this? C1845? Can you check that one? Two stabilizers. This thing, that thing. Check it out. What is it? You know? Crazy word. No one ever thought like that. There was no such thing as inorganic food. It came from the garden. You know, it comes from the ground. Food comes from the ground mostly. We used to get it from the ground. It didn't come from the supermarket. It came from the ground. You know that? Food comes. You can get food in the ground sometimes. It doesn't only come from the supermarket. And milk, believe it or not, comes from cows. Comes from cows. I've never had that privilege. We used to get every morning when I was a kid, milk that morning from the cow. Everyone in town. The dairies around the town would send the milk in immediately after milking practically. We buy it fresh that morning. They come round, all the floats coming around the town with bottles of fresh milk every morning. Don't get that now. Next to nowhere. What is this advancement? It is what it is. So Kali Yuga, this is his business. Krishna purposely removed the apparent Yadu dynasty so that people think they're just ordinary crazy guys getting drunk. He himself, you know, apparently left the body behind so that people think he's an ordinary man. Irreligion. People think like that. In Kali Yuga, what other symptoms are there? We got short life, quarrelsome, lazy.
Always disturbed.
That's the ultimate one. Misguided. So easy to get misguided, huh? On details as well as general purposes. Misguided. One famous Prime Minister of England named Winston Churchill, you may have heard the name. Whatever said about him, he has a few interesting statements too. He said, the only equality in communism is the equal distribution of misery. And if you think that democracy is the right thing, just have a 1-minute conversation with your average voter, and you can see they don't have a clue what they're talking about. They don't know. Nobody knows what's right and wrong. And they get easy bluffed by this thing and bluffed by that thing. Promises which no one ever follows. And then they vote again. They vote for the same party again a little bit later down the line. Now, it goes round in a circle, doesn't it? Goes round in a circle. Misguided. Education. You need education. It has its purpose, but it's missing the ultimate point. And making all these new things that you have to learn and do, and every year you have to update your brains to keep up with it all. Such a hard work just keeping up with it all. And the final one, as Madhavendra mentioned, above all, always disturbed. Of course, none of you are ever disturbed. Never. It's the biggest thing, isn't it? Stress, anxiety, fear. Is there a peaceful moment? You can't hardly find one. Just look on the news and that's enough to, what to say anyway. This thing, that thing, this war, that war, this murder, rape, this thing, oh, it's full of it, full of it. There's no peace in this world. We don't belong in this. When we say the world, we mean our level of, consciousness. We don't belong in that stage. Our real business is pure love of Krishna. Pure. No ill motivation, no selfish motivation. Love means selfless. Ohitikiya. It is selfless. It is not like, okay, once a week, 1 hour. No, or, some people have a different idea what love means. But it's eternal and ever increasing. It's constitutional love. But we're misdirecting our love to temporary objects. And we get a temporary result. Real love is meant to be directed to the Supreme Lord. That is our constitutional nature. Learning how to love and practically applying that learning in relationship with Krishna. To love Krishna, selfless. That's why we follow certain principles. That's why we do certain things. We have no need, no material gain. For instance, yesterday devotees were in Cluny, what's it called?
Cluny-la-Sorbonne.
Cluny, Luxembourg. Dancing and chanting. What for? You get paid for it. It's not like, you're getting a big audience. But, because this is the business. Lord Chaitanya and Chaitanya Charitamrita, this is his business. We heard yesterday, text 39 maybe. No, one of the verses, I can't remember what. Anyway, we read that this is the main thing of Lord Chaitanya's movement is to spread
33.
the chanting of the holy names.
33.
Huh?
33, yes.
33? Text 33. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu lived in Navadweep area. That's in Bengal if you don't know where it is, north of Calcutta. For 24 years, and he induced every person to chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra and thus merge in love of Krishna. That wasn't the verse I was looking for. He distributed love of God by always chanting and dancing. Distributing love of God. The fruits, take them, take them, take them. Just take it. Maybe we discussed this as the beginning step of people's path. Chanting, dancing, and distributing love of Krishna. Anyway, this was his business. To spread the chant, very simple. Kali Yuga is so disturbed. Very hard for people to concentrate. You're an educator, you're a teacher. You're a teacher too. You know how difficult it is, isn't it, for people to concentrate for long, isn't it? It's not easy. That's another disease. What do they call this?
ADHD.
Yeah, what's that mean? I can't remember what it means.
Attention deficit hyperactivity disorder.
Wow. Oh, that's enough to make it. Oh my God. Finished. People can't concentrate. They can't read. They can't write. People can't write these days.
Yeah.
Even with a pen, they don't know how to write anymore. They can't even read and write. Basic things which even ordinary people, old times, would do practically. They can't read and write anymore. They can't remember. We had the 3 R's, now it's the other way around. Writing, reading, and arithmetic. Now, they can't write, they can't read, they can't add up. Nobody can add up. We used to add up columns this long without one of these adding machines, what to speak of, a computer or a mobile. You had to do it in your head. We do it in our heads. 7.13 plus 2.45 plus 6 point. You had to do it in your head. Even the bank, you go 10 euro notes, they get out their adding machine. 210, 2 times 10, 20. Check it again. 10 times 2, 20. You check it again. 2. 10. They have a machine to do it now anyway. No brain left. Can't think for themselves. Kali Yuga. Symptomatic. So in this age where people are It's the way it is. It's the way it is. It's Kali Yuga. The weather's like that. You have to do the needful. So in this age of Kali, what is the, again, repeat, what is the process for everyone? Chanting what? Coca-Cola? Pepsi-Cola?
Hare Krishna, Maha Mantra.
The Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Kalea doshani deva Kirtana deva Krishnasya Eka Mahaguna, there's one Eka Maha, one great guna, one great quality in Kali Yuga. Kirtana deva Krishna. So simple. We don't want to do it. It's too simple. It's too simple. Isn't it? But it is. And that's surrender. That's how we can achieve the goal of Bhagavad Gita, by taking on Lord Chaitanya's mood, Sankirtan. Together. Sankirtan, we can give a literal meaning. What does Sankirtan mean?
Glorify together.
Together.
Complete
That's the
glorification.
usual one, huh?
Complete glorification.
Okay, there's the two angles there, they're both compatible, completely the same in one sense. Complete glorification with everything, not just you go and sing for 1 hour a week or 1 hour a day and then do all nonsense. It means complete, with your every breath, with your every hair, whatever it is. Everything we do is in that mood. There's a very interesting statement by St. Francis of Assisi. I don't know if you've ever heard of Christian saint. When he was asked, when we go to preach the gospel, should we walk? He said, if your walking is not preaching, you shouldn't go anywhere. Everything we do should be in that spirit of glorifying God. Our walking, our talking, our breathing, our thinking, our seeing, our smelling, everything. That's how a pure devotee sees. We may not. We think, I'm going for darshan, I'm going for kirtan. It's the being, but it's not the actual spirit of Sankirtan, which is complete, always. Satatam kirtiyantoma kirtantas cha vidavataha, isn't it? Always. It doesn't say Sunday for 1 hour, in the morning for 1 hour. Satatam, always. Always chanting. That's Sankirtan. And it means Sangha, kirtan with others. Come together. Sankirtan. Kirtan means chanting, glorification. Kirtan. You can be alone. We chant japa. Some of you are chanting japa. I see you've got. No. Some of you have beads. You have beads? Japa beads?
That's right.
You do chant japa. You chant japa? Not you. I hope you do. You better have. You have to have a new vote or something. Japa? You chant a bead? Sometimes. So when we chant normally, we chant Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
Technically speaking, japa is silent. It's either manisika or upangsa japa. You can't hear it. But our japa is a little vocal. Vocative. So in one sense, it's a kind of kirtan. We call it japa because it's a particular activity which is of that nature. But it's allowed. You can hear it. But japa is usually internal, silent. So our japa is also like kirtan almost. And then you may sing in the bathroom on your own sometimes. You can sing anywhere. There are no hard and fast rules. You can chant the name of Krishna anywhere, anytime, any place, using your common sense, obviously. But in principle, you can chant anywhere. That's what it means. No hard and fast. There's nothing to do with the 4 regulated principles or the 10 offenses against chanting. It means you can chant anywhere, anytime, any place. There's no question. Oh, you can't chant until you've taken your bath. You must chant before you've taken your bath. Absolutely imperative. You must chant. What happens if you leave your body in the toilet? You're not chanting. Not very good.
Gopal Guru Mahaprabhu's Leela.
The story of Gopal.
Yeah, there's
Yes,
many
yes.
stories, of this, in this regard. You could leave your body anywhere. We don't know. Our acharyas of all this, right? You chant anywhere. It's not like a Vedic mantra, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that, you've got to do this, all these purifications before you can. The chanting of the Maha, and this is another special feature of Kali Yuga. People are not very clean. You cannot possibly follow the Vedic standards for cleanliness. It is, I know everywhere in the world, different cultures try to follow bits and pieces, but it's almost meaningless, without understanding the essence behind it. You try to follow the word of the law, but miss the spirit. The spirit of the law is what it's all for. And there's practically no one can follow the laws in Kali Yuga. It's very difficult. Cleanliness, truthfulness. It's very hard for people. So, the essence. Absorb in the essence. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Chanting of the holy names. Anyone can do it. And believe me, it's amazing how so many people are, some little attraction is there. Or repulsion. Even if it's repulsion, it's actually the other side of the same coin. Their consciousness is, affected by it. The chanting of the holy name is the Yuga Dharma. It's the only Dharma for this age. Hari Nama, Hari Nama, Hari Nama, Ekakevalam, Kolona Sevana Sevana Gatiranyata. What does it say in the Purana? What does it say? What's the meaning? There is no other way. I mean, this is not our doing. This is the Shastric statement. There is no other way in Kali Yuga. No other way. No other way. Other processes are there given by the Lord. Meditation, yajna, sacrifices, deity worship. They're all there. But that's not the process for Kali Yuga. They may be there in some degree. But that's not how... Bhakti Siddhanta Maharaj. You've all heard of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj? The spiritual master of our Srila Prabhupada. He said sadhana. What is sadhana? That which helps us to develop our attraction for chanting the Maha Mantra. And if the activities we do not help us to develop our attraction, they are an impediment on the path of devotion. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not preach anything but, in public, the chanting of the holy names. He didn't teach deity worship. There's no sign. Nowhere do you see that. He worshipped the deity. He didn't teach it. It wasn't the process. Chanting the holy name is the only infallible, that means without fail, means in this Kali Yuga of perfection. No other process has that. None. Especially Sankirtan. It's like the incarnation of divine mercy appearing in the form of this Sankirtan movement. To give everyone the chance to enter in. And maybe a little distance, but somehow or another that little drop goes in. When we chant in public, a little drop goes in there somehow or another. And gradually, Prabhupada says, it's like radiation. You know radiation? You don't notice anything, but it gradually creeps up on you. You gradually feel the effects. So like that, touch of the holy name. Okay, we'll begin the class now. Jaya Radha Madhava. I forgot where we were and what we're doing now. I'll get in trouble now. Get in trouble from all angles. I'll just read one verse just to prove it. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya
Very good.
I'll read two verses, and that's it. Okay, they're very short. So text number 40, day and night, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now we're going into another aspect here. The purpose is not, it is just to chant Hare Krishna, but the results of chanting Hare Krishna lead to another aspect. And not just relief from the influences of Kali. No. That may be there. But that's not the objective goal. To get liberated, to fulfill all your desires, to satisfy even without having any of these things. That's not the goal. The goal is love. So the essence of Lord Chaitanya's appearance, Krishna in this form of a devotee, behaving like a devotee, is this, to relish, to taste, the result of pure absorption or surrender to the holy name is the growth of natural loving affection towards Krishna. Not just an activity which we perform, knowledge which we obtain and put into practice. It's a realization is not just some philosophical or mental conclusion. Is actually, realization is actually the very being, it's the very soul themselves experiencing, or how can you put it in words, the complete flow of loving affection towards Krishna, and vice versa. So day and night Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu felt separation from Krishna. In this world, this is the essential spirit. Feeling of separation of your beloved or your objective of existence. Manifesting symptoms of this separation, he cried and talked inconsistently like a madman. Sometimes a person who, when they're really in love with someone, a girl in love with a boy, she cannot, her life is crazy. She can't focus on anything. It's just, isn't it? Sometimes. Maybe Indian ladies, you may not know, but in the Western world, we're a little bit more civilized. In the Western world, the marriages, relationships are developed in different ways. In India, it's very much more civilized and it's even more intense. The love that a woman has for her husband has no bounds, no matter what he does. It's very, very strong. Although temporary, it's still very strong. So, we can't imagine, but it's like that. She can't think of anything else. She doesn't want to eat. She doesn't want to do nothing. She just wants her husband or her boyfriend or something. Next verse. As Srimati Radharani talked in kiss, and this is Lord Chaitanya is in the mood of Radharani. As Srimati Radharani talked inconsistently when she met Uddhava, so also Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu relished both day and night such ecstatic talk in the mood of Srimati Radharani. Purport. In this connection, one should refer to Srimati Radharani's soliloquy after meeting Uddhava in Vrindavan. You can read this in the Krishna book or in the Bhagavatam. Full of jealousy and madness, symptomizing neglect of Krishna. Another aspect of love, sometimes you want to get rid of the lover. It's causing you so much pain when they're not there. It's material world becomes perverted and sometimes turns into violence and so many things. Spiritual world, it just increases the loving affection, the depth of the bondage of the relationship. Srimati Radharani criticizing a bumblebee, considering a bumblebee was like a representative of Krishna, talked just like a mad woman. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the last days of his pastimes exhibited all the symptoms of such ecstasy. In this connection, one should refer to the 4th chapter of the Adi Lila, verses 107 and 108. Hare Krishna. Wow, you ducked your head. You were quick there. Well, I guess it's time for what we're always hankering after. Even if everything else fails, usually prasadam is successful. And most of you managed to stay awake. That was pretty good. Now, you must have got up really early this morning, all of you boys and girls. Right? You were here at 4:30? All right. Where you come from?
I'm from Pondicherry.
You came all the way from Pondicherry this morning. Unbelievable. How do you fly? You got mystic powers. Mystic powers. In Paris or wherever you
South
were.
of Paris.
Pardon?
Southern suburbs.
Where?
Southern suburbs, Choisy.
Under Paris, in Choisy.
Underneath the city. You live in the catacombs. Is that what you call the catacombs? In the south part of Paris, is it? South part of Paris. Did you go down the catacombs yesterday? No, you didn't take it.
No. Yeah. We just stay long. Next time.
South Paris. That's a long way. How you came?
Train.
It'll take you an hour and a half.
2.
2 hours you came. You left home at 2:30.
No, I came yesterday.
Was it?
I came yesterday.
Oh, you came yet? You
Stayed
came
overnight.
yesterday.
Staying
Stayed
overnight,
overnight. Very nice. That's even better. But some of you probably came this morning. It means you have to get up real early. Mate, did they all stay overnight? You all stayed overnight? Where do you all stay? In the garden? In tents? There's nowhere to stay. Where do they stay?
We managed to somehow fulfill.
Incredible. I can't believe it. Oh, well, I really bow down to all of it. I congratulate and thank you all so much. Thank you for
Thank you, Maharaj.
so wonderful. Men, ladies, children. Baby also stayed overnight?
No.
Fantastic. What an experience. Huh? Don't get that very often, do you? Opportunity to stay in a temple overnight and attend a whole morning program and
Yeah, very good.
hearing and chanting. Incredible. Mostly nobody gets that chance in this world. Very good. What? Thank you for coming. Hare Krishna. Madhavendra Prabhu, any comments?
No, it's perfect.
Everything's perfect, is it? Yeah. Kali has run for his life. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. You can carry on chanting it all the day. Huh?
Yeah.
Why stop?
Yes. No, because
No,
not
we can
have
save a
taste.
lot of money. You don't have to cook all the breakfast. Just chant all day long. Don't have to take the time. It's just for Krishna. But we have to fill the tank.
Taste.
You have to fill your tanks. Okay, it's tank filling time. Hopefully. Hopefully. Hare Krishna, thank you all
Thank
very
you,
much.
Maharaj.
Have a
Thank
good
you,
day.
Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Dinesh Dhanananda Goswami Maharaj ki
Jai.
Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Padaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Tinamana Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaudalani Vicharine Namaste. I think, I don't know the latest, but a few prayers to God. The Takamaji is in hospital right now in Dallas. Whenever he travels, he usually ends up in hospital, I'm afraid. He's in hospital right now. Hopefully he'll be okay.